Hi, this is Uday Rathod here, corporate trainer by profession. I have been in this profession from last 6 years. The major sting in my profession comes across various industries. To name a few, I have been dealing with industries like BFSI, I have been connecting with aviation also, and I have been connecting programs for fashion industry as well as automobiles also. So these are the various industries I have been working with. Now to tell you the truth, if we consider these types of industries in the market, the only weak point that we see in the market is about employee engagement. Many business people, many business heads, many big leaders, they fail to understand how to keep their employees engaged. They fail to understand that their employees are assets and not liabilities. And due to this failure of understanding, it seems that many business processes fail in their way, as well as many big businesses, they are also failing. So guys, to understand this process better, to see to it that the business process flows smoothly, we need to have some proper strategies, we need to have some good tactics in our hand, which can see to it that the employees are properly engaged. We need to see to it that we have proper strategies, we need to have proper tactics, which will show us the right way to keep our employees engaged. So, to introduce myself, I am Uday Rathod. I belong to Bombay, and training is my passion, and I have been living training, I have been practicing training from last 6 years. Guys, to give you a proper introduction about myself, let me share with you a few of the clienteles which I have been working with. So the clientele number one is the fashion industry which I have been working with. So these are the final year students who have been taught professional ethics from my side. It was a 35 hours course. It was a 35 hours course wherein the final year students were taught different concepts. They were taught ideas about how the corporate world looks like. So to understand the contents of that particular training program, we had contents like corporate social responsibility, then we have contents like discrimination, we have contents like sexual harassment, gender inequality, and then we had multiple other subtopics like you can say resource management, people management. These were certain topics that we had covered during professional ethics. Well as different topics that were catered, there were different topics that are required by a corporate industry to flourish, right? So this was all about fashion industry. My instinct with aviation industry, I have conducted train the trainers programs for the senior management. Now to conduct a train the trainer programs for senior management is not an easy task. So we used to handle all the senior management, which actually they had a lot of stage fear with them. So we had to help them overcome their stage fears. We had to improve their communication skills. We had to make them understand how a good team looks like. So there were different challenges that particular aviation industry were facing. And we were glad to be a part of that particular training programs, which was called as Train the Trainers. Also, I was connected with Oppo smartphones, again a multinational smartphone giant. I was responsible for upskilling of the junior managers as well as the promoters who belong to that particular company. So, as a training head, as a sales coach of that particular company, I was responsible for making use of the best kinds of sales strategies, grooming, making them understand what are the good grooming standards, best grooming standards, as well as you can say making them aware about what are the different kind of sales strategies that are available in the market, considering the competition. Point number 3, or let me share about you my third client. That was BFSI, ICICI Prudential. For ICICI Prudential, I have been conducting induction batches, product training batches, as well as sales and strategy. And I have been teaching them sales and strategies for the junior managers who are responsible for the junior level employees who actually go into the market and face the customers directly. So this is actually a 5-day program. So the client number 4 which we have catered to is, we have conducted campus to corporate training programs for clients like Maruti Suzuki. Again, these programs are very intense, these programs are very deep, and these have been conducted across 4 to 5 months across various parts of India, wherein we are in charge of the final year students who are about to get into the corporate world. And we want to ensure that whenever these students through our coaching as well as through our training program, they get the best type of training as well as they get the best type of knowledge which is actually required in the corporate world. So the basic of this particular campus to corporate training program is to enhance the capability of these students who have that kind of fear in the mind of entering into the corporate world. So basically we are enhancing their employability skills. We are saying to it that they are well groomed. We see to it that their personality is developed. They become more confident, as well as they become self-aware about what kind of skills as well as what kind of knowledge is required in the industries. So this is all about my experience in the training industry. Now coming down to the topic of non-violent communication. So we all know that we have come across the topic of communication skills, and we all know that how communication skills is important in our day-to-day life. But then what is this new concept about non-violent communication skills? So yes friends, there is a particular theory behind non-violent communication, and it has a lot to do with our day-to-day life. To begin with, let me give a small example to all of you. How will you feel if I say, "How dare you do this?" How will you feel if I say, "Are you not ashamed of doing this?" How will you feel if I say, "Are you not overreacting?" Right? Now these kind of words, whenever these kind of words, when somebody uses in front of you or maybe for your own self, we are 100% sure that we are not comfortable with this, as well as we are 100% sure that this is some kind of reaction, or maybe somebody is angry with you, or someone who is not comfortable with you, right? So what is our reaction for such a kind of situations? Normally we overreact, we get angry. The maximum possibility is that we will try to react to that particular situation. But this is the challenge which Dr. Marshall has taken up. He has decided to overcome these kind of challenges among human beings and to make a more systematic approach. He has decided to take up this challenge, and he has decided to make the communication skills a systematic as well as smooth flowing communication between all the human beings. Let me share with you a simple incident which Dr. Marshall has said in one of his interviews. So guys, let me share with you a very small incident, or you can say a real life incident of Dr. Marshall. Dr. Marshall, who is the founder as well as the inventor of the concept called as non-violence communication. As I told you, he has his programs operational in 35 countries across the globe. Now this guy, who is a visionary, who has done a lot of work in the world of non-violent communications, got an opportunity to conduct a peace talk in the very affected place of Palestine. I hope each one of you is well aware about the tensions that exist between Palestine as well as Israel, right? So in Palestine, there was a refugee camp, and Dr. Marshall, he got an opportunity to conduct a peace talk among the people in Palestine. So the day he arrived in Palestine, the people in the Palestine were already very upset, and they called out his name. Somebody told him a murderer, somebody told him child killer, somebody told him assassin. Now Dr. Marshall, he was not at all upset because he had his concept of non-violent communication very clear in his mind, right? So when he got that opportunity to interact with those refugees, he went to those refugees and he just sat with them. He tried to understand what was the reason behind the way these people were reacting against him. So when he went close to them, one of the person, he stood up and he told that since you are an American, so you are a killer, you are a murderer. So Dr. Marshall, being an American, he chose to understand what was the reason behind being called a murderer. So the person with whom he was interacting, he showed Dr. Marshall the empty shells of the cannon as well as the grenades that were lying in that particular camp. And on those empty shells, it was written as "Made in USA." Now Dr. Marshall got the hint of why these people were angry on USA, why these people were angry on Americans. Because when he interacted with those people immediately said that we don't have the basic needs of food, clothing and shelter, and this is what you are sending to us, cannons and ammunitions and everything. You want to destroy us. Dr. Marshall, who is a very good visionary as well as someone who is expert in non-violent communication, he chose to take a different path of understanding those people's need behind that particular communication. So he very politely and in a very systematic way approached them and requested and asked them, what do you want America to do for you? So now this was not what the Palestinians were expecting, right? So the Palestinian now, since they had got a very different kind of approach from Dr. Marshall, so they opened up and they told him, Dr. Marshall, we are in need of basic supplies. We are in need of basic food, clothing and shelters. Why are you on this earth sending this kind of ammunitions as well as this kind of grenades as well as bombs in our territory? Do you want to destroy us? So after that, Dr. Marshall understood the basic needs of those people and he chose to provide them with these basic needs. After which the Palestinian people became very friendly with him and they actually understood the concept of non-violent communication. So after coming in contact with Dr. Marshall, the people in the refugee camp who actually suffered a lot due to these clashes, they understood what this non-violent communication is all about. And they reacted positively and they decided to sit and hear what Dr. Marshall has to say. And in return, Dr. Marshall took the task of taking the responsibility of conducting peace talks among these people. And he also provided them with the various kind of facilities that was required. Dr. Marshall, in his complete lifespan, he took inspirations from big leaders like Mahatma Gandhi, like Martin Luther, and his vision as well as conducting this overall non-violence communication skills concept comes from the theory of these people. It is not only about the development of the mankind as well as how the interaction between the human beings should take place. It is about what kind of results you require after conducting this kind of positive communication skills. It is not only about the development of the interrelationships. It is not only about the development of a particular individual. You can apply this you can apply the concept as well as the theory of non-violent communication skills in the corporate world also. Day in and day out, you can see a lot of conflict between the employees. Since as a leader, we are responsible for the performance of the employees as well as for the organizations. We can use the different strategies and the tactics that are being used by Dr. Marshall for conducting this non-violence communication skills, and we can use these skills to uplift the understanding of the employee. So, as you have seen with this real life example of Dr. Marshall, what kind of visionary he is, where does he take his inspiration from, and the kind of situations that he deals and the kind of solutions that he offers, the kind of training programs that he conducts across 35 countries across the globe, the results that he have achieved, as well as the focus that he keeps while conducting the non-violent communication. We are very much sure that any organization, if it tries to conduct this kind of training programs for its employees, the results of these kind of training programs, it is clear that when these kind of training programs are organized for any kind of company or for any kind of employees, we are 100% sure that the results of these kind of training programs are 100% clear as well as effective. We will understand the interpersonal skills. We will try to, the employees will try to understand, the employees will try to empathize with each other. They will try to consider the situations and they will try to understand the needs behind the reaction of the other people. So this is overall what is required from each and every human beings, to understand the need of a person rather than reacting or overreacting to their reactions. So non-violent communication, friends, is all about understanding, empathizing with your partner, trying to understand the things which are not been discussed, and analyzing and concluding as well as helping people to overcome their obstacles, as well as maybe there are different kinds of reactions that people come out with, understanding those reactions and helping them to cope with their difficulties. So friends, this was all about non-violent communication skills. So this is Uday Rathod signing off. Thank you very much and have a great day.